And welcome to Tuesday Nights Create With Me. I'm just getting set up here, making sure everyone can see everything. And I hope everyone had a wonderful creative week. And let me know in the comments with a thumbs up if any of you have used charcoal with a Gelli-plate. Okay, I'm just going to wait a few minutes. I'm just a little early, but waiting for my regulars to show up. Oh, here we are. Hello, everyone. Oh, okay. Yes, I know. It's interesting, and I've been with the comment sorta. That's right. But staying with something long enough, or even making the time, because wow, what a busy day I had today. I was supply teaching today, grocery shopping, came home, but I had everything set up last night, ready to go. And I apologize for not sending out the second reminder. I sent out last night's email, but I do believe, like me, being so busy, the morning or the day of email is helpful. So let me know. Hi, Sally. Wow, New Mexico. Oh, I would love to get there. Some of those wonderful spots for art retreats are beautiful. Okay. Oh, 1 minute to go. So officially, I'm not going to start the lesson, but let's just take a look at some of the marks. Now, of course, just by looking at this, you can tell the marks were fast, can't you? Just because I was experimenting with what the charcoal would do. Yep. Yes, I will. Oh, there's some, it's funny when I'm in train of thought or doing a live video and I'm trying to remember names of artists and all of my favorite ones, especially earlier mentors. Oh, I would love to venture down that area. Very rugged, but in a whole different way than Northern Ontario. So if you don't mind, you don't have to, but just say what parts of the world are here tonight for the Create With Me Live. Okay. So as you can see, these marks are very fast and just like a quick scribble, which has a whole different energy from slowing down and really going deep into your own energy, your own marks. So we'll get into a little bit of that. You know, that's where I'm coming from, and I'm always talking about that. So I'm going to put that to the side. So this is one layer on the gel plate, and we're going to make some papers. Let me show you the papers first. So that's one. This is a pull off of the gel plate with, on the newsprint first, you draw and make all those marks. Then you press it on the gel plate. The marks are there. As you can see, there's leftovers. They're not showing up, but just that it's, I guess it's the particles that are very fine. Then you put on a layer of paint. If you're using like a light charcoal, say if it was Conte, which I wish I had, and I knew I had, I went searching and I can't find it. So charcoal, of course, is dark. So you're going to use clear. We're going to show you with a clear medium. And this is what you can get using the gloss medium, and look how translucent that is. I like to use newsprint. Some papers really pick up the pull from the gel plate, all of the layers, and it looks wonderful. And it's inexpensive. But as I was saying earlier, you have your marks first. They're going to be in the front. And anything that you pull it, the marks are on there, you let it dry. It takes like 15, 20 seconds. And then you put a layer on, and I'm going to show you. And then you pull a different paper, and all those fabulous marks show up. But you don't stop there. You can layer different strengths of charcoal. This is a pencil. I'm going to show you different marks that we can make. And then you can go further with paint. So I haven't done that yet, so it's going to be the first experiment that we're going to do together. Okay. This page is, let's see, at least 5 different layers. And on it, I just use the color shaper to go across, and then of course finished it with a gold pen on the top. And I'm really, and then a fine pen here. So I'm sort of practicing my asemic writing that just looks like writing or feels like writing, but it isn't. But why not use your real writing? So I know, isn't this page beautiful? Thank you, Catherine. Neutral. So usually in the fall, the influence is huge on me, and with the rich, rusty, earthy colors, but muted tones. You know, if you checked out my video, not this weekend, the last 2 muted tones, check that out. And yeah, so we're going to go with that. So I'm going to show you with, as you can see, newsprint is tinted. It's like a gray. This is an 8 by 10 inch Gelli-plate. I find it to be the most versatile, and I'm going to bring it down in front of the camera in a moment. A4 or letter size paper works on it the best, I believe. This is cartridge paper. This piece of paper is a cardstock paper, but that beautiful off-white. So I really want to do a few layers on this. That's what I'll be showing you. And using paper that already has marks on it. And then they either stay or get hidden, but it just adds more subtle layers to your page. Okay, so we're going to start with the newsprint. I'm just going to put these underneath. And you can see, I'm just going to start with a charcoal pencil, a charcoal stick, hello, Sasha, how are you? Nice to see you here. I just want to say hi to some people. Catherine, thank you. And if anyone, and Sally, if anyone else wants to just say, hey, hi from wherever you are, you can just be very general. And it's just fun to see how many people from different walks of the planet that I'm reaching, which is really cool. Okay. Also, this is my last charcoal stick. I had a ton of charcoal, so I don't want to break this, but the stick makes different marks. This is a piece of Conte, which is clay, not charcoal, wood, it's clay. And then, of course, I thought I had the white and the gray and all the different tones. This is the rusty one. That's the one with this. Okay, so let's just activate the page. Oh, and we might at the end use a little distress oxide just to give it that further vintage look. I also have a wonderful new, I forget what it's called. It was right on the tip of my tongue. I know I said this last time. Anyway, we'll get there. Okay, here we go. Now this will be very subtle. So I'm going to start with these lines first because I know they're going to be in the background. They might not even show up at all. And that's why I switched, and then I end up scribbling. Okay, so that's your charcoal pencil. Here's a charcoal stick. Notice the difference. And if you can listen to the sound. Oh, California, that is so awesome. Now it's okay to have an intention. Now right now I'm not doing the asemic writing lines, but I might just switch to that. It's like a message. I saw this on Pinterest. Yes, I go hunting on Pinterest. And then I borrow the ideas. I make them mine. That's not so much writing, but that's okay. Okay. And then let's add some strong marks. All right. So now I'm going to switch. Just so everything's still in the camera view. I'm going to just put this over gel plate. And try to get to rub as much as I can onto the gel plate. You see how much it picks up? Hi, Shay from Missouri. Thank you for coming. So, very unexpected, right? And look at the Conte. It's really showing up. So, I'm going to ask you, do you want to see a clear medium with a deli wrap? Or did you want to see a solid piece of newsprint with a neutral? Okay, that'll be 2. So put in 1 for the deli, or say deli, and then this one, just say solid. Remember, I want this evening to be more interactive and for us to have a lot of fun. Oh, okay, yeah. I see, Sally, yes. I am so intrigued by transparent or translucent. Oh, and solid. Okay. Well, we'll do the transparent first, and then we'll do another one in solid. Okay. Here, is that okay, everybody? Okay. We're going to use the deli wrap first. And where did they go? Oh, there they are, buried underneath here. Sometimes I have just too much stuff ready to go, and I still feel my table is too crowded, but that's just me. Okay, so this is a matte medium this time, so we won't get the shine. Okay. I've been using this one for mediums and these 2 for the paint. Now that I'm doing so many different exchanges on the Gelli-plate, I need more brayers. I had a wonderful order come from Temu with rice papers, bamboo papers, and they're so transparent, but I'm saving that for another lesson. So there's lots on here. it might be too much. So I'm still learning myself. Oh, I'm going to go this way. So you want to just give it a minute for the fibers to draw up the charcoal. And you can lift it to test. Oh, we're going to do a little bit more. Okay, let's go this side. Okay, not bad. Most of it came off, but not all. So we're going to go do another one with the solid. I'll show you that. So we'll pick up the ghost print. Your ghost print is your second print. Okay. Trying just to notice the amount I put on. And that comes the more you play with your Gelli-plate. This was a real original Gelli-plate. And then, of course, you know how the prices went up. Then I just ordered, there's the second brand. I've got the small 5x7 and the great big 12x14, which is beautiful. So now this is a piece of regular newsprint. Beautiful. And we're not just going to stay with these two layers, we're going to take it to another layer. And you see the charcoal it has a coating on it now. So it's not going to rub, it slightly does, but not that much. And if you wanted to keep it here, you could put a medium on it, but I wouldn't worry about that. Okay, so there's that one compared to this one. Now just think, if you had some art, you were working on a painting and you wanted to represent, I work in metaphors, so I didn't do the spiel for my upcoming new course. This is just the surface as to what we're going to be doing. And if you overlay, did multi-layers on a piece where you are echoing, or say if there was an image under there with the writing on top, it is amazing. So we're going to get into that too. So let's not stay there. Let's do another one. But I'm going to use the big charcoal stick. I'm going to use just real heavy lines, but I'm going to use it on its side. And I just want to really explore this tool. I want to go thick, maybe a few dashed lines here. Maybe go off. Okay, so let's just use this one as this is just an example. But now let's put another color. Let's use this Conte. Beautiful clay. Oh, to use the other side. I have paint on that side. I know the deli wrap, I'm really loving the deli wrap paper. It's so inexpensive. I don't know if everybody saw this. This is an Amazon product, Interfold dry waxed. There's a dry side and there's a slightly shinier side. Maybe making sure the dull side goes down on the jelly plate might help it grab more from the plate for that first pull. Just an idea. And I know I have my arms in here and didn't really want to do that, but that's all we're going to do. Okay. So I'm going to move these. As you can see, I have some stencils to the side, which we're going to use in a moment on this one. I really love multi-layered collage papers. And what I love more than multi-layered collage papers is collage papers, they're meaningful. Meaning the marks might resemble something, a feeling. You might have something that feels like water or another element. And they might not need to have anything. But I tend to do it that way. Oh, yes, medical exam paper. Isn't it amazing? I have a big roll. Maybe we want to do that next week. I think we want to go on a little explore with Gelli-plate printing. What do you think, group? The medical paper I find has got a lot of fiber. Excuse me, I just have to cough. It might be the charcoal dust. I don't know what it would be. Here we go. So that's a nice start. I think let's use some white. We haven't used white yet. And it's okay if we mix it. I sort of like things blending anyway. So this will be a very high contrast. And I'm going to pull it with just the newsprint, because we're going to take this one at least a couple more layers, just to get an idea as to what you can do. Oh, wow. This is very interesting. So the pull, isn't it a really nice cooler gray compared to the warmer paper? And look how clear the marks turned out. So if you were really taking your time, or once you discovered in your art journal some marks that you really wanted to emulate, you're not going to copy them because these are intuitive. Just think of the different layering that you could do. Okay, so we have this. Now, well, what could we do that might even show up more up front? I just thought I would demonstrate that. Why not make some marks directly on the jelly plate? I'm not going to worry about the ghost print this time. And just something completely different. Notice I'm leaving some space as well so we can see. Now I'm going to put the same collage right on top. Oop. So see how much more in front these marks are? Now it's a little heavy there. So if you wanted to be really careful, you want to make sure you have a very dry brush effect, which would only have those, or use very thin lines. That was just the first thought I had. So it's still a little wet, but we've got some marks here. That maybe we want to pick up with the deli. Nothing goes to waste. So, and sometimes it dried too much, so now that's on there, and I'm not even going to worry about it. Okay. But what if you wanted a stencil? Now, I've got these new stencils that I got from Temu, and one of my favorites is this new circle one, and it's A4. Notice they're organic, so I'm going to put some paint on there, probably a neutral, and then let's see what happens. I don't clean my plate in between because I like to get that grungy print at the end of a session. And sometimes I get a couple of them. See, already this is turning out very interesting. So I'm going to just put this down. And now I'm going to put the same one on top. So that's about 4 layers now. Hello, Humber, the Hummer. And hello, Lexus, Sasha. All right, how's everyone enjoying this? You can, just to give you an idea, you could just, believe me, your collage paper stash will grow immensely. So now, you see what's happening? And you want to take it far with, depending on the energy that's showing up. So now that there was a lot of negative space showing, it got covered, but clear in little spots. So that's how you can get some real magical papers. But now we have the ghost print, my favorite. Since it's light, and I made one yesterday, I know what I want to do with this one. Good old black. And watch. And then when you see your collage papers together in a group where they're side by side, you'll know which ones want to go with what. I'm being a lot more careful these days as I gain more experience with my Gelli-plate as to the amounts of paint. Who here, is anyone joining the Gelli-plate Summit? I have not. I plan to try to, connect with that, but I find I don't use it enough, but I'm going to. Okay, So I'm just going to use this piece. Notice those white marks. The ghost print is going to be in the front, and the black is going to be in the background. Yeah, they used to be in the 30-ish range, dollar range. I got this one at Michael's, but you can order them on Amazon. Yeah, like everything, right? Now, I haven't checked Temu for Gelli-plates. Now, anything that's standard like that, their price is sort of equal, similar. But for rice papers and different rare papers, oh my goodness, you should see what I have. I can't wait to do a lesson with that. Talk about transparent. Okay, here we go. Are we ready? Oh, this is my absolute favorite. So that's what I like to do with the ghost print. So let's take a look at what we've created here. So we have that. We have something in contrast, but look, say if you were layering onto, maybe not that one. When you have high contrast of marks, you see how the layering can look very interesting. And we have this. Okay, a really nice grouping, which is, you know, they go together. The colors are very similar. Well, they're the same. So you have a set of coherent collage papers. No matter what you do with them, it's much easier to work with your pages or whatever you're going to use them for. Okay. So, did we want to check out one more stencil? But I'm going to use the marks first, I believe. I have this one, which is really interesting, but the marks are going to be very subtle because as you can see, the negative space. Okay, I'm gonna switch, whoop. Okay. All right. I think I want to just, I don't want just straight. I just can't get this writing. My hand just wants to do this. I'm going to show you something else. This is a sample that I created for my new work course coming up. As you can see, it has, I did the charcoal directly on it, and I've experimented with gesso texture, cheesecloth texture, and you can just keep on building. So it's just fascinating. Oh, and I used the water-soluble crayon at the end and then coated it with the matte medium. And that's just on my table for inspiration. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to stop there, bring this back down. Very interesting. Okay. I think we'll use, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow oxide just to warm it up a bit. So you learn about your ratios as well. I'm just going to still use this one and roll that yellow oxide. You could have it gradate. You could start with the yellow oxide and go lighter. I've not gotten into really controlling the values that much. I work intuitively, so it's just, but as you gain more experience, you can definitely go down that road. Okay. This will be very different. So the holes are small, so I'm using my fingers this time to make sure the paper gets into all of those negative spaces. I don't know how much of the marks will show, but that's the fun, right? And isn't that better than just a solid yellow one? You can see, look how those marks are in behind. I'll try to hold it nice and still. And the negative is way forward. That is very interesting. Okay. Now we have the ghost print. I love these organic shapes. I'm going to use black again because I just love black. White would be interesting and very subtle if you didn't want a high contrast. So then you might want to repeat the same sequence of mark, stencil, with different values, keeping your palette very simple. So it's all cohesive. So you have white on black, black on white, and you have all of these interesting variations. So this is a new piece. Now, these would be fun to work with. So I think I'm just getting so many different ideas where we can go with this. I think we want to see, once you have a stash of coherent collage papers, well, what do you do with them? Let's see. Oh, beautiful. You see how nicely it picks it up? So this would be so subtle, right? And say if you wanted a little bit of something, this is the Distress Spray by Tim Holtz. I know it's going to get over there, but maybe I'll just do this. Whoops. It's just a metallic. I might not have shook it enough, but we'll see. So there you go. Look how the edges, and you can see the marks, but they're like shadows. So if you're interested in maybe that kind of effect, I know I am, so I'm going to experiment with this more. Maybe even have the charcoal in more solid shapes. So there we go. We've got, and look how those look next to each other. They're more interesting beside each other. Now, ratio, maybe you want larger piece of the black, a little bit of this interesting piece. Okay, any questions? I'm just going to put all the papers out that we worked on this evening. Here's some of the marks that we drew and put on the gel plate. You can go so much further with those, right? These are ghost prints, transparent, sort of whatever. And look at these two beside each other. So fascinating. I get a lot of my line, ideas or aesthetics from natural elements like grasses, the sky, all of those things. And I like to convey that in an abstract way. So I'll just show you those other ones with these. Here's that. I didn't go as far with this. This is burnt sienna. It is an amazing, rich, rusty color. Here's just a pull with a last pull with the grunginess left. So it's a solid with some subtle marks. This is that translucent piece. That was the very first experiment. And this was the one that I showed you earlier with a focus on and a much slower mark making with definite add-on layers at the end. So once you even have your multi-layered or ghost prints, you can even take them further. Okay. I think we'll stop there because there's so much more you can do with these papers and even take them further. So let me know, like right now I should have my Amazon thing and go, just buy your gel plate, go through my link, right? But I don't yet. Oh, I'm working on it. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this lesson and it opened up, got you thinking out of the box. And that's what I'm trying to do for myself. And look how simple it was. Charcoal is very expensive. I'm wondering if graphite would do the same thing, but even more subtle. So I'm going to be experimenting with that this week. Maybe combining graphite and charcoal, different kinds of marks, different kinds of layers, and different types of paper. So if anyone wants to or goes ahead and does the medical exam paper, leave a comment here below in the video and let us know, because we're a community of creators and explorers. Good, good. It's a good investment, and taking care of it, they're pretty easy to take care of. There's a lot of information on YouTube as to how to do that. That's where I got mine. And there's some fabulous artists out there who just focus on Gelli-plate. And they're the experts. But I'm gaining experience, but I want to use it my way, in a different way. So if this resonated with you, please sign up for the More to Come Create With Me series. Emails go out, free resources go out, and ahead of time and get the reminder and the link in the email the night before. Also, don't forget to try out my free 5-day course. It's the beginning, but we are going to go so much deeper in the new course coming up. And when we get closer to that time, I will let you know. So, and if letters from the studio, you want to know more behind the scenes, all sorts of things I share, those links are in the comments below this video. And I want you to have a wonderful creative week, and I will see you next week. Oh, yes. As well as stencils. Yeah, stencils. I get a lot of mine from Stencil Girl, but I've ordered some on Temu. They just don't have the variety or the creative edge. They're if you don't go nuts and buy a whole bunch. I like to use the little ones for my little pages, but I love the A4 size for these papers. So just explore around and see what you can do. I've gone into my local dollar store, and they also have, stencils. PM Artist Studio, produce stencils. Yes. Okay. Don't forget, I'm in Canada and Ontario, and we don't have as much as you guys have in the States. Our selection is very poor, and I'm not near a city. I'm out in the boondocks. No pun on boondocks. I apologize if that offended anybody. So anyway, enough horsing around. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. They do. I will check them out. Thank you for that tip, Sally. And if anyone else has any tips as to where to get some supplies that some of us don't know about, leave that in the description or in the comment section as well. We would love to hear. And sharing this information only helps us all grow. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you next week. Sign up, keep an eye on your inbox, and happy creating.